Hello! Today I'm going to show you how I made some custom character pants. I felt inspired by like those character pants I see like on Hot Topic and stuff, and I wanted to make some Tmnt ones, so let's get that started today. And for some stuff that you'll need some pants. I just got them like as a hand-me-down from someone, or you get them like at a thrift or something. Many places you can find them. And a place where I got my fabric was from craftyfabrics.com. I'll put a link down below. They also have an Etsy shop if you're more comfortable doing that. So to do this, I just got like an 18 by 21 Procreate canvas, and I added all of my designs I wanted to put on the pants and some extra for some future projects. So first off, this is how the pants look before all the altering. They are a nice light color. I don't know. I haven't worn pants, like regular pants, in like years. So this was a fun change to play with. So now I'm just cutting around all of the like patches I want to put on the pants. There's so many different options. You literally could do whatever you want. I did Ninja Turtles from Tales of Tmnt because I love them. But like you can literally do whatever you want. You can base it on anything. Like I've seen some like Garfield pants, some Sonic pants. Like there's just any game. You could literally do any game, anything. You're freaking cat if you want to. Speaking of cats, when I first tried to lay this, because I first laid it out in Procreate to like see where I wanted everything, but I wanted to see it in person. But my cat says like, no, that's not gonna happen. So I just had to lay him out on the table to get in, just to double check everything looks how I want it to. So you can really play around with the placement for these because it's your pants. You can do whatever you want. So personally, I'm adding like 4 different pieces to the front and 2 patches on the back, 1 on the side, and I'm doing 2 embroideries on the back. But to start this off, we gotta do a seam rip all up the middle to make sewing easier. Like you could hand stitch this, but I do not have time for that. So I'm just gonna cut down the middle. Honestly, doing scissors would have been easier, and I wouldn't have I ended up cutting it by accident, but we fix that later. So now I'm trying to carefully pin all of these so I don't poke like the design very much. And so this piece is on the knee, so I put the pants on and kind of marked where like my knee sat to put this on. And now I'm just doing a zigzag stitch all around and make sure to stretch the fabric. And when I'm doing the zigzag stitch, I'm doing it twice to make sure it's like extra secure, just in case anything happens, you know. And of course, like you don't need to use a sewing machine. Hand stitch looks great. Honestly, I think hand stitch looks cooler, but that would take a long time, and I'm gonna be honest, this took me 6 hours, but worth every second. So right now we're doing the one that I'm doing on like the side pants of the leg at the bottom, which honestly honestly recommend. And when I first did it, I didn't like cut the very bottom part of the hem, so it was still together at the bottom. I ended up cutting it off at the end, so honestly, I just cut it off at the beginning, but it is like impossible to sew through, so you have to be just really careful when you sew it back again, because I broke like 5 needles. So now we're doing like the big patch at the bottom, which honestly, one of my favorites. You just gotta make sure not to accidentally like sew the other side of the pant together. And if you do, it's okay. You can kind of just stop sewing for a second and snip where you did and just start a little farther back and retry. And of course, these don't need to look perfect because that kind of makes it the fun of making it yourself. Personally, I don't mind if it looks a little messy. I do like it if it does actually look like that. Now this was a pain. These green things were not the hardest, but it's the pocket. Try not to sew on the pocket because it's stitched all the way down, kind of. So I tried so hard not to stitch on it. But in the end, I ended up failing and just having to cut the whole pocket out and just stitch it closed. And the same with the back. I was gonna cut it. I was gonna hem open the stitches and just sew on it. But honestly, I don't use back pockets, so I ended up just sewing over it because I literally could not be bothered. So just like not really pocket in the back, but it's good enough. Now here's the hardest part. I cut the hem and I stitched on some scraps to make a big pocket because you got to put stuff in there, I guess. And I cannot explain to you for the life of me how I did that. Okay, so time for a part I really like. So for this piece, I took like some doodles from like the official posters of TMNT and with April and Splinter, and I went into Procreate and like traced over it. And then I exported it to my Sewart app where I digitized it and just did an autofill stitch because I could not be bothered doing a VAT stitch because that would just take too long. But I like how it came out. And honestly, I'm done now. Now we're just sewing that hem down the middle back up so they're pants again and not just big old flare pants. But honestly, you could make flare pants. You could do like add a panel inside and make flare pants, which would be really cool. And honestly, here's the finished product. And I also got this chain that I'm obsessed with just for the final touch. And here are the little guys on the pants. And a good way to like find good high quality prints is like find like I used official art from the posters and stuff, or like promotional art for the show. And like for the Sonic ones, I found like the Sonic like calendar page and just got the calendar pictures. So many good parts. Oh my god, and the creme de la creme. These keychains, I'm gonna put the shop up here. I added them to the chain, and oh my god, guys, this just was the perfect little touch. And it's so cute. They're like little mutant mayhem phone charms that I added. And here's an old keychain I made a couple years ago, or no, last year. And I'm adding my green studded belt and absolutely obsessed. Guys, I'm obsessed with these. I have some other projects I want to do. I really want to know if you guys are interested because I would love to do more. I have like some bat projects I want to do, like clothing stuff. So let me know if you guys would like that because it'd be down and it's an excuse to be able to do it. So that'd be fun. This project was so fun. If you have the time, I definitely recommend. It is just such a fun thing to do. It made me so happy to do this. And now I have pants that I absolutely adore and I put my damn heart into. And the fun thing is I can always add more. You can, like, these types of projects don't need to be like a one and done. You could literally add something more to it like months or years later. Like the phone charm add-on was like a last minute thing I thought of, and I'm like, oh, absolutely. And these embroidery designs I added, I'm obsessed with. Look, it's Splinter and April. I love them. And even if you make mistakes, it's okay. See, like, I messed up and I had to add a stitch down the back to fill a thing I cut. But that's okay. Mistakes happen and that's alright. It does not need to be perfect. These are just for you and just have fun with. Or you can make them for somebody. It's handmade, and that's the fun of handmade things. Handmade is not meant to be perfect. I mean, honestly, I don't think anything's meant to be perfect. As long as it brings you joy and you're not hurting anybody, do that thing. Do that project. Do what you want, you know? Oh, and one more thing I wanted to remember. The pocket. I remember, like, a couple years ago, I did a pocket with, like, old jean material. It works, but it makes it really bulky and, like, very uncomfortable. So just, like, try to use something soft fabric, like a shirt or something. And if you make some yourself, please let me know what kind you'd make. I'd love to hear because there's just endless amount of possibilities. And remember, be weird, be you. There's no need to try to act like everybody else. Just be intense and passionate, and just whoever sticks around will. Stay crafty and have a lovely day. And check out my shop if you're interested. I think I broke him. What did I do? Nothing's working. Oh my god. Hello? Oh, somebody save this. Please. Oh, nobody. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. Oh, his neck. Oh, he's... Bro turned into a soft shell. You know when they got long ass necks? Oh my lord. I might have to restart. Oh lord. Save him. Jesus Christ.